They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It's alive!
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Meddling kid. Trace the call. It's coming from inside the
Be
house.
afraid. Be buried.
How's it going, people? Welcome to an all-new episode of Adventures in Murderland. We are an LGBTQ plus true crime comedy podcast hosted by me, Mike James, and the disturbing foot fetish to my Quentin Tarantino movie, Alan Cassidy.
Hey, guys.
Hello. Well, we haven't been here for a while.
No.
First off, straight off the bat, if you're new to the podcast and you want to jump straight into the Grizzlies, want to get to the Grizzlies and jump straight to the murder, I'll leave the time code in the show notes down below, because we normally just chat a little bit of chit chat for the first. Whoa, real fast. It's this new yoga ball that I'm sat on. I'm bouncing. I've got a lot of energy going on. My spine, my core is engaged. I'm ready to go. But yeah. So yeah, jump around if you want to. So yeah, first 10 minutes or so, got a few things to address.
We definitely do.
Maybe we do. Yeah, we've not been here for a while. About a month and a half, I think.
Is that how long it's
total?
been?
Yeah, about a month and a half. I think the last episode was maybe November time, very start of November. I think it was.
Yeah.
So first off,
7th.
I know it's still early days in this podcast, and we really appreciate everyone for consistently listening all the time and tuning in every week. So we do apologize for the fact that we didn't have episodes to upload at certain times. Christmas got in the way. We had to look after a child for a weekend, and then there was like a water leak in our apartment, and then there was rats or mice or something living in the walls, and it was a whole shebang, and we just couldn't get anything done. Plus, obviously, this isn't our full-time job, so just everything just became a big shit show at the end of the day. But we're back, and we have made not so much New Year's resolutions, but we've just said, like, this year, this is our year, baby. This is where it takes off.
Gonna aim high.
Aim high. Shoot for the stars. It was an Oscar Wilde quote. Shoot for the stars and you'll aim in the clouds. And if you shoot for the clouds, you're in the... I've just fucking murdered that quote.
You're making it up.
No, I'm not fucking making it up. I've read that somewhere. I'm sure I did. I read it in a magazine or something, maybe. On a BuzzFeed article. I don't know. But no, it's a real thing. So yeah, that out of the way. Really sorry that we haven't been around for very long.
Yeah,
we are
guys.
back this year. We're really planning, and we've got ourselves organised. We are actually recording from a new studio area that we've set up in the room where the rats/mice were. If you want to go and see us on Twitter, at Murderland Pod. I almost forgot our fucking Twitter. It's been a long time. Follow us on Twitter at Murderland Pod. We just posted a picture of the studio as it is at the moment. So it's our new recording area. A lot different, a lot more comfortable than on the couch, the sweaty couch that has slats missing from it. So yeah, it's all good in the hood for moving forwards, I guess.
No, yeah, I agree.
Second thing on the agenda, I guess it's a new year, baby.
Happy New Year.
2019.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, happy festive period, no matter what you celebrated. Hope
Happy
you all
holidays.
had a beautiful, magical, whimsical time. And even if you weren't celebrating anything, I just hope you enjoyed maybe the time off, because I think even if you don't celebrate, most companies seem to give people a little time off, maybe.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a day or so. Or the sales. I hope you enjoyed the sales. Bought some cool things, maybe.
We bought some cool things, though.
We bought some cool things. We bought this desk. We bought this chair that you're sat on. We bought this yoga ball, which I'm sat on, and I'm bouncing up and down like a maniac. Yeah, we did good. Daddy did good. That's creepy.
Can I just say it?
Yes.
Also, just apologies, because we do sound a little bit echoey.
It's a little bit more echoey than normal because the room is not
Quite
as
empty.
Yeah, there's not as much things to sort of pick up the sound, to have the sound bounce off. But hopefully that won't be too much of a distraction, and hopefully we may get that sorted at some point in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, Happy New Year, Alan. Any New Year's resolutions from yourself?
Just to be a bit more productive with all of this. To be fair.
I think that was something that we both mentioned, right? Because last year, even though we did really well, I think, to be fair, launching a podcast is difficult, maybe, especially when you're working a full-time job. Yeah. So I think we did well last year, but it was definitely a year for learning. It was learning curves, and we were learning what to do, how we can manage things, what times we need to spend towards certain things. So I think this year is a year of acting on the lessons learned from last year, which is good. And I think that's the same case for me, to be fair, with both podcast and YouTube videos. If you haven't seen my YouTube channel, youtube.com/it's Mike James. That'll be in the show notes as well. Not much has been on there for a long time.
When you do record videos, I occasionally show up from time to time.
Yeah, you want to see what we look like. It's probably best you don't see what we look like. It's probably best you just keep it to your imagination that you... Because I'm pretty sure everyone thinks we're hunks, right? Big, muscular, bodybuilding hunks. No. To be fair, the little animated caricatures we use for our picture, that's pretty accurate, right? Pretty accurate. Apart from, there's a few extra blemishes here and there. So that's that. That's the intro out the way. Hope everyone had a great new year. Sorry, once again. Social medias, if you're new, follow us on Facebook, Adventures in Murderland, or it's just facebook.com/Adventures in MRDRland. Twitter, as I mentioned before, is at Murderland and also, if you want to send us any emails, because what I would like to do, we have had a few emails and messages sent to us while we were off, and I know I asked you to reply to some of them, and you kind of did, but I know that I do like, because some of them were kind of like stories and things that people have sent, so I would like to be able to take some time and read those out. I don't know if I want to do like maybe a bi-weekly mail episode, if we've got any, like a short 10-minute, 15-minute mini-sode of mail. Yeah. If we get enough, that's cool. What we might do is we might do that next week for the first time, see how that goes with the emails that we've probably already kind of replied to. And then from there, if we get any more, we'll try it on the other occasion.
So that's kind of like a Q&A sesh. Kind
of like a Q&A, but also just reading your grisly, gruesome stories and your encounters with people. Because some of those people, like we mentioned last time, some people have actually come across some of the people who we've met, and that's really ooky spooky kooky. So I want to crazy. So I really want to sort of, if people give us permission to, I really want to sort of discuss those things and do that. I want to make it more of a community. Talk to people, because so far we sort of talk at you, which I'm sure is fine for a lot of people, but I would like to maybe have a conversation going sometimes.
Back and forth.
Back and forth, mate. Back and fucking forth. Okay, so that's it. We've spent enough time talking shit. Now let's get to what everybody has tuned in for. Let's get to the grizzly. For almost 3 decades, South Carolina was plagued by a string of cruel and sadistic murders. The culprit, a man for whom torture, violence, and sexual assault were just as commonplace to him as water is to a shark. This is the story of Donald Henry Gaskin, aka the meanest man in America.
That's a pretty shit AKA name, that.
He has got another one, which is even worse, and which we will be referring to him as mostly. Okay. He's also known AKA Pee-wee.
Pee-wee Herman.
Not the Pee-wee Herman. Can I just say, I've really missed going, "Hi, welcome to murder." I've really missed that so bad. It's like a bad BBC Three true crime documentary.
I was actually going to think it was the... like BBC Two old advertisements.
Oh yeah, it is a little bit like that. Yeah. It is a little bit like that. Yeah. They should employ me, maybe.
Well, you only live around the corner.
BBC. Don't tell people where we live. Don't tell people we live in the BBC studios. Okay, so. So, Donald Henry Gaskins was born on... We're just going to sort of go through this as we... By the way, this is... Oops. This is part 1 of part 2. Probably. I don't know
back with a bang.
I don't know if people like the two-parters. I know from the stats, the ones that aren't two-parters seem to do a bit better stat-wise, but there's some things which, I don't know, you just need to... If you want to get the full story, then you need to do it. You need to do it.
Some of them, you need to. Some of them you need to.
And this guy's really super interesting. So, first off, Donald Henry Gaskins was born on March 13th, 1933 in Florence County, South Carolina. His mum, I'm going to murder her name, named Julia Parot.
Don't say murder.
No, but you know what I mean. Butcher her name. Ooh. So,
Still, this is bad.
I'm not going to pronounce her name very well. His mum, named Julia Parot, P-A-R-R-O-T, wasn't married when she was pregnant with him, but did live on and off with several men during his childhood. Now, thing is, most of the men that she was with didn't really think much of our Donald. They weren't very nice men. They were generally quite mean-spirited towards him, and some of them would even beat him just for being there, I guess, just for hanging around, which is a bit of a bad childhood, but it does get worse. That should be our tagline.
It gets worse.
It gets worse, people. That's Shane Dawson's book. We can't steal that, right?
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. Oh, hot diggity dog.
God damn it, Shane.
Donald's mum reportedly didn't do much to protect him from these guys. So even though she was with them, she was sort of letting them do their things. She would usually take the sides of whichever dude she was dating, leaving Donald to pretty much fend for himself. It's kind of cruel. His mum did eventually marry, and with that, Donald got 4 half-siblings, so a part of the package. The guy, though, who she married wasn't the greatest, and he beat Donald and the other kids very regularly.
Oh, fuck.
He was given the nickname Junior Parot and Pee-wee at a young age because of his small body frame. The Pee-wee name, as I mentioned earlier, that's going to stick. That's going to pretty much stick with him. When he began attending school, the violence he experienced at home followed him into the classrooms. He fought daily with the other boys and girls and was consistently punished by the teachers. At age 11, he quit school, worked on cars at a local garage, or garage? How would you pronounce that, America? Garage.
I don't know.
That's more Australian, right? So at age 11, quit school, works on cars at a local garage, and then helps out with his family around the little farm that we've got. Irregardless, though, he might have seemed all fine and dandy on the outside, but as we have learned from talking about many of these things before, something definitely wasn't right with Pee-wee. By age 10, he was becoming more and more irritated by people in general, but with for some reason, women in particular were taking top spot. So I don't know where this comes from. He eventually quit school at age 11 to work on friggin' diggity dog. Sorry, I really mixed that up. Sorry, my bad. He got angry. Sorry, it's been a while, guys. It's been a while since we've done this. I really, I read one bit below the other bit. Angry at women, then does the car thing.
Right, okay.
Angry at women, then does the car thing. For people who are just tuning in, they must think this is the worst podcast ever. And they're probably right. When he's working on these cars at the garage, he finds 2 friends named Danny and Marsh, and the 3 of them become really super close, and they make a little gang for themselves, and they call themselves the Trouble Trio.
Sounds like a 1950s movie.
It's not quite The Little Rascals. There's a little bit more. It's like an R-rated version of The Little Rascals, if you can imagine. The boys start off with sort of petty theft, regularly taking gasoline from service stations after closing time, before quickly moving on to things very quickly escalate for the boys. Throughout their escapades, the 3 of them were given tips by Danny's father. Danny was one of his friends, who was an ex-convict. So the boys are being little hood rats, getting up to... I don't know if that's a correct term, actually. I've heard that term used before, but I don't know if that's politically correct.
Why didn't you Google it?
No, but I just will not use it again. Why are you laughing?
I would Google... I would not laugh at it. Like,
I would Google that one. Yeah. I'm going to quickly Google the word hood rat. There was like a little meme of a little kid.
Don't say it.
Noun, hood rat. Plural, hood rats. Someone who has sex with everyone in the hood or neighborhood. The term is linked to the culture of American ghettos and to hip-hop culture. I'm not going to... No.
Yeah, let's skip that.
Well, apologies for using that term. I don't think it probably was the correct...